channel. I'm Andrew. Figured it would be a good idea to give you guys a tour of the studio, or, well, it's kind of small, game room / studio. Quick note though, I'm actually already in the process of upgrading the room, so by the time you watch this, I'm probably already working on reorganizing the room with all this stuff that I just ordered, and also just ordered a Sony a6400. Trying to get into the whole video thing. I'm not recording this with that camera. I'm still using the DJI Pocket Osmo for right now because the Sony is a little confusing. But moving forward, we're going to be using that camera. So let's get on with the quick tour. We got two stations in the room. There's a place where I have all the consoles, and then right next to it is where I have the PC. Console number one is the PS5. Which is probably my favorite right now, where I spend the most of my time playing games. Never really cared too much about owning a PlayStation up until now. PlayStation has always had the better exclusives. I just thought Xbox just had the better social experience, and for a really long time, multiplayer is just my favorite thing to play. But like I said, it's where I spend the most of my time right now. My favorite game, as of right now anyway, is Tales of Arise. I probably have something like 70 hours in that game, and that's, for me, that's a lot. I usually play a game once and then that's it. I don't even want to do end game content. But for this game, I'm like all over it. That's my favorite game right now. And like I said, it's where I spend most of my time. Console number two, which was where I spent a lot of my time prior to getting the PS5, is the Nintendo Switch. For a really long time, the Switch was my favorite game. Actually, before owning the Switch, I had a PS4 Pro for like a month and a half or 2 months. Ended up trading the PS4 Pro and getting the Nintendo Switch, which I don't regret because Fire Emblem was a ridiculously good game. You got Zelda, you got Smash Bros. There's just a bunch of stuff. Nintendo was a really fun console, so I don't regret that. But for the Nintendo Switch, I basically play anything that I feel should be played in a handheld mode. Of course, you got the Marios and you got the Smash Brothers, the games that you can really easily play in a handheld mode. But all games that I feel can be played while, just hanging back and being lazy. I only get games on there that I feel can be played in handheld mode, mostly because those are the games that are a little bit easier on the system. Any kind of heavy duty game, even something like Crash Bandicoot, I haven't really had good experience with. I get frame rate drops, the console gets really hot. The heat I can deal with, but the frame rate drops just make the game it's not fun anymore. Nintendo, we really need a Switch Pro. Or just a plain old stronger Switch. Easily my second favorite console. And last, but not least, but kinda the least, it's the worst one off the list, the Xbox Series S. The Xbox it sucks. It's easy for me to say because I have a PC build that I'm pretty happy with. I think it's a pretty decent system. But I don't know, this gen with Xbox, it just sucks. Yeah, there's two versions of the system. You have the Series X, the more powerful system, and I have the Series S, and I'm complaining about it, and I have the weaker system, but it's just, Xbox was not interesting to me this generation. Xbox this year pretty much just has Halo, and that's about it. Now, I will say this, Xbox for years and years and years and years was my favorite console. Mostly because I played multiplayer games a lot. And I always just thought that Xbox had, the better controller. I still think Xbox has the better controller. And the social experience on Xbox was just better. Now, I don't know if it was the interfaces or the actual product or the system just handled it better. Or maybe it was just the matter that most of my friends had Xbox. But like I said, I thought the social experience on Xbox was better. Of the consoles, easily lowest tier, my least favorite one. I've never been a big PC guy before. I've had computers, never really wanted to game on a PC because I just can't do keyboard and mouse, but I use the Xbox controller anyway. But I'm pretty proud of the system that I have behind me. I built it with my own two hands, so I'm pretty proud. Let me run through some of the specs here. I might be butchering how I'm supposed to be saying some of this stuff. Ryzen 7 3700, RTX 2060 Super, 1TB SSD, and 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. I wanted a PC that was just like completely maxed out, but the whole thing with the graphics cards always being on back order, the supply chain issues that are going on right now, I just wasn't able to get one that was really maxed out the way I wanted it to be. But to be honest, maybe I don't even really need that 2060 Super and all this other stuff that's inside the PC. It's been working just fine. I didn't even really have problems with Cyberpunk. Granted, I can't crank the game because frame rate die, but I haven't really had any major issues with this card, so I might just hold on to it for a while. I can finally admit it, PCs are definitely better. Well, as long as you have a good system, PCs are definitely better in terms of gaming. So that's pretty much everything in the room. I mean, the room is pretty small. I try to mount the wall on the TV. I got a little desk or table for the console. The computer is on a little tiny desk. I tried to make the most I could out of the space that I have. This whole thing is gonna be rearranged. Probably by the next time I upload a video, it'll all be done. If you guys wanna see the process of setting that all up, or me going through trying to figure it all out, those kind of videos, just let me know. I can definitely do that kind of stuff. So like I said, I just wanted to give you guys a quick little look inside the studio / game room. Still trying to figure out the best way to edit and get these videos together. There's a lot of content that I want to put out. I'm just figuring out, 1, how to record, 2, trying to figure out the lighting situation. I hope this episode or video actually looks better than last week. You guys can let me know. And I'm just trying to get used to the whole being a YouTuber thing, trying to set up a schedule for myself, a recording schedule, an editing schedule, and an uploading schedule, which, once a week, but just trying to figure out how to balance everything out. Eventually I want to get a streaming schedule too, but we'll get there when we get there. Alright, so I'm gonna leave it there. Just a quick video showing you guys around. If you want to see more content like this, the build out and basically navigating through this YouTube journey, definitely drop a like, of course, subscribe to follow along for the journey, hit the notification bell, and then comment down below stuff that you want to see. For now, that is it. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.